Good afternoon from the county of East Sussex in England. I'm near the village of Hartsfield. This was the final home of Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones. Today I'm looking for his final home, which is also where he died in mysterious circumstances in 1969. Brian Jones was the founder and namer of the Rolling Stones. Brian Jones, born Lewis Brian Hopkin Jones on February 28, 1942, in Cheltenham, England. He was raised in a middle-class family. He was very bright, but with a rebellious streak. He played a wide variety of instruments on Rolling Stones recordings, as well as providing backing vocals. Brian Jones helped to define the band's sound during the 1960s. His final home was also the former home of Winnie the Pooh author A.A. Milne. And I'm actually near the woods that inspired A.A. Milne to write the Winnie the Pooh books. The house is about a mile away from my current location. Brian Jones died at the age of 27, making him a member of the infamous 27 Club. He was the band's guitarist, but he was fired from the band in 1969 because of his heavy drug use. Brian Jones died in the early hours of the 3rd of July 1969, less than a month following his sacking from the band. He was found at the bottom of his outdoor swimming pool by his girlfriend. And his girlfriend was actually a nurse, and she tried to revive him. She was adamant that she had detected a pulse. When an ambulance arrived, resuscitation attempts continued, but he was pronounced dead when a doctor arrived at the scene. The coroner later ruled that Jones had drowned and noted that he had severe liver dysfunction at the time of his death, and it's believed he had taken sleeping pills the same night. Now, you can't see the house from here, it's in the trees, but it's actually, I overestimated the distance. It's more like half a mile away, I'd say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get as close as I can to the house, and on another day I'm going to visit Brian Jones's gravesite. Theories that his death might not have been an accident surfaced almost straight away and kind of resurfaced every 5 years after his death. A theory that surfaced in the 1990s was that Brian Jones was murdered by his builder, who was staying at the house on the night that he died. There's speculation that he owed money to the builder, and this may have caused an argument, which led to Brian Jones's drowning. The police conducted a case review in 2009 after receiving new evidence, but they decided against reopening the case. Whilst I'm here, I thought I'd better show you the Winnie the Pooh bridge. I'll just read off this notice here, or plaque. Welcome to Pooh Bridge, made famous by A.A. Milne stories featuring Winnie the Pooh and other animal characters. The bridge is maintained by East Sussex County Council and was last rebuilt in 1999. So I guess it's not the original, but it's the same design. The view from the other side. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, let's see how close I can get to Brian Jones's house. I've parked the car in Hartsfield, and it's a bit of a trek now to get to the house. It's about a mile walk from here, I think. It's quiet at the moment, but this is a very busy road. I don't think many people walk along here. So if you come here, don't try and copy me and come this way. There's a longer route round. That was the most terrifying stretch of road that I've ever walked on. Okay, I'm here now. As you can see, they don't like people visiting. Vehicle access for residents only. But I've had a look online before coming, and you are allowed to walk along this road. It's a public right of way. It's an uncomfortable feeling that I'm being watched, which probably means that I am. Here we are, Crutchford Farm. You can't see the house at all from the road then. This is where Brian Jones died. The swimming pool is still here, but it has been retiled since the death of Brian Jones. The original tiles were actually sold for £100 each, and this paid for half of the retiling of the swimming pool. I'm now in Cheltenham Cemetery, the final resting place of Brian Jones. Cheltenham was Brian Jones's hometown, and his funeral took place here on the 10th of July 1969. It's quite a large cemetery. I just hope I can find the grave. I've never been to Cheltenham before. Every time I hear the name, I think of the Cheltenham and Gloucester Building Society. I wonder what happened to that. It's not forest lawn, but it's a pretty big cemetery. I haven't seen anybody yet. Okay, findthegrave.com is telling me it's in this area, and there's a white headstone here, so I suspect this is it. Yeah, here we are. In affectionate remembrance of Brian Jones, born 28th of February 1942, died 3rd of July 1969 at Hartfield, Sussex. See, there's a lot of flowers here. And he's left a scarf there. On the day of his funeral, the townspeople had lined the streets to watch the 14-car funeral procession. I must have walked right past the grave earlier. It's widely believed that he was buried 10 feet deep, but I don't know if that's true or not. Charlie Watts and Bill Wyman were at the funeral, but Mick and Keith were unable to attend. I think Mick Jagger was in Australia at the time, and he had a filming commitment he couldn't get out of. There you go, Brian Jones, founder of the Rolling Stones. Okay guys, thanks for watching the video today.